State, His Excellency Vice Admiral Retired Ibok-Ete Ekwe Ibas, CFR.
Just 2 days ago, on the 14th September, last Sunday, we all gathered at the Communical Center to give thanks to Almighty God for the peace, safety we have enjoyed in Rivers State for the past 6 months. That thanksgiving was significant. It reminded us that without God's grace and the resilience of our people, this journey under my administration would have been impossible. Today's public lecture is more than an intellectual exercise. It is in truth a covenant renewal with the people of Rivers State, an affirmation that democracy must deliver and that governance must always be rooted in service. Standing before you, I am filled with gratitude and humility. Gratitude for the trust and support you gave me as your administrator, and humility that I was called to serve at such a time, such a defining moment in the history of this great state. When we began this assignment on March 18, 2025, our core mandate was to restore peace and stability. By the grace of God, and with the cooperation of all stakeholders, we have come this far. Most significantly, we peacefully conducted the local government council elections, restoring democratic governance to the grassroots, the level of government closest to the people. Emergency rule was never a choice. It was a necessity forced upon us by insecurity, political impasse, and a breakdown of trust. Yet, in hindsight, it offered us enduring lessons. That peace is priceless. Without security, no other aspiration is possible. That when governance is weakened, opportunism fills the vacuum, endangering lives and livelihoods, and that the indomitable spirit of Rivers people cannot be broken. They endured, they persevered, and have remained steadfast. The stability we have restored is the foundation upon which democracy must now be rebuilt. Our guest speaker has done justice to the theme of the lecture, good governance and democratic dividends. I will not attempt to delve into the subject and distort his well-researched submission. Thank you, Prof. And thank you very much for the beautiful submission. And I may advise that we get copies of his lecture and make sure they go around. My role here, therefore, is to once again offer my sincere gratitude To my dear people of Rivers State, for all that we have worked hard together to achieve in the last 6 months, the support has been most humbling and overwhelming. I will remain eternally grateful to you all. I plead with you all to rededicate yourselves to our collective destiny, one ordained by God. I charge all of us to place Rivers State above personal ambition, to commit to tolerance, forgiveness, and reconciliation, to consciously work at building trust amongst each other, and to ensure that the dividends of democracy reach every household. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Rivers State has been stabilized under extraordinary circumstances. Much remains to be done, but the foundations have been laid. Let's build on it. Let us prove to the world that Rivers State, the treasure base of the nation, can also be the model of good governance in Nigeria. May God bless Rivers State. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you all.
Definitely, it does not require fight. Your Excellency, please, the company are moving this way. We need impact and the environmental impact assessment to be done. And then it takes off. Your Excellency, too, as soon as that request is made, please let it be accepted and done properly so that the environment, because that's the law. Before you enter into anywhere, before you begin to till all the lands, and definitely you have to do environmental impact assessment. That is necessary. And sometimes we are ignored. That's why I would appeal to our conscience. Please, when we are looking at collective responsibility, don't look at I. It is the objective test that required that time. It is not subjective. I. If it is I, then the environment. Even enemies will come and overrun the environment. Nobody will enjoy the situation. Now, coming back to the main theme, even though we have looked at this generally, is strengthening democratic governance in Nigeria. Lessons from Rivers State. Nigeria's democracies has faced various challenges and their opportunities for growth and improvement. The recent political development in Rivers State highlights the importance of addressing these challenges and good governance. So, key areas to focus on are electoral integrity, enhancing electoral processes in Rivers State to ensure free, fair, and credible elections can help build trust in democratic system. This can be achieved through reforms such as improving voter registration. Appeal, please register. Say, why should I register? No, just register first. I will tell you later. Then, increasing transparency in vote counting and ensuring accountability for electoral offices. Political parties and party politics, they should foster a culture of inclusivity. Please don't look at it that only our political parties that can benefit from this. No. Have a sense of inclusivity. One way or the other, people would believe that they can also be part of the success story. Tolerance and respect between political parties in Rivers State can promote stability and cooperation. This includes promoting internal party democracy, encouraging diverse representation, and preventing party defections. You can prevent party defections even not by force, but by welcoming all the ideas and trying to also systematize what is happening. Talk to each other, appreciate each other, appeal to each other, and it will make sense. All we need to do is I must behave in such a way that we can say sorry The greatest problem of most Nigerians is that nobody wants to say sorry. I've gone to the chief judge before when I felt that, chief judge, you are here. When I felt that something was happening, which is not, I said, Chief Judge, I am sorry, but this is what happened. I said, no, that, fantastic. And today, myself and Chief Judge, we are doing very well. Chief Judge, it is true. So please learn to say sorry. Sorry does not take anything off from you. But most Nigerians does not want to say sorry. Everybody is bragadoing. What for? If you say sorry, it does not remove you from being who you are, does not take your professorship, does not take you from being a judge, does not take you from being a traditional ruler, does not take you from being a citizen, does not take you from being a riversman. This must be done. Let us be able to inculcate the idea of sorry. The problem we have is nobody wants to say sorry. You can say sorry even when you have not committed any offense. If you don't want to say sorry, how about your wife? She will even pretend. As you are entering, she will just frown her face. Say, darling, what happened? Say, no. Okay, sorry. Say, you are not talking. Intra-party democracy. Strengthening inter-party democracy in Rivers State can help ensure that parties are representative of their members' interests and values. This involves promoting transparent and accountable parties processes, including primaries and leadership elections, democratic consultation. Building on existing democratic gains and addressing areas for improvement can help consolidate Rivers State democracy and promote development in Rivers State. This requires a focus on institutional strengthening, transparency, and accountability. Local government now. You know, that is the intent. Local government. When I was young, this is the same strata of government that we see that we don't even believe that the state should overwork themselves. Local government will be in charge of even security outfit, they'll be in charge of even the environment, they'll cut all the grasses by the roadside and all the rest. Or even when people die, the corpse is smelling, or the local government people are there. Today, are we seeing that? Local government is even struggling to even pay salary. As soon as they end in paying salary, I've even had, I don't know how true, it may not be in Rivers State, it may be in another state, because Rivers is our own. But let it not be in Rivers State. The local government chairman will only come to the secretariat only at the end of the month, and money is shared, and that is there. That should not happen. Local government should be the reach out to the collective will of the people. Let local government be real local government. That is what it's meant for. Otherwise, why don't you say, okay, scrap local government? If we are not scrapping it, they must work. If they are not working, we must talk. If we talk, they must be able to listen. God bless us. Now, security sector reform. Reforming the security sector in the state and ensuring accountability, professionalism, and respect for human rights is crucial for democratic governance of the state. I'm looking forward to a situation where in the whole of Rivers State, the security men will just stay by the side with their vehicles and will not be doing such. Why do I say this? I've delivered lectures at a point in time, and I said we must go digitally. Security is not a question of stop and search. Before the vehicle comes, the system will trigger that in fact, it will assess the vehicle, entire vehicle, including the human beings that are there. This can be done. Why don't we invest in it? When we invest in it, that investment would triple the opportunity we will get economically, socially, and all other opportunities. Rivers State must invest in digital security. Please and please, I beg all of us. Rivers State need digital security. You can include what we have now, so that the police will police well, the army will army well, the Air Force will Air Force well, and the Navy will navigate. Judicial independence, that is our own constituency. Please, let us have the opportunity for the judges to be happy. I know Rivers State is doing well in this regard, but they must do more, especially, most especially to the magistrates. Rivers State is one of the best. But as one of the best, the judiciary must also be able to sleep and wake up well. Otherwise, where do we get judgment? And if we don't get judgment, what will happen? It's a question. Somebody says, kill all the judges and see what will happen the following day. If you don't like the judges, kill them. And if you kill them, my Lord, I'm not saying they should kill you. I'm just saying it rhetorically. When they are not there, there's problem. Somebody says, judiciary is the last hope of a common man. Is that what is happening today? And I say, yes. If it's not the last hope, try it. Do something else. But as we are talking, we must build up the judicial system where our judges will have independence. They may hear in judgment deliver, but there is room for opportunity of violence. Not that we will go to the press and begin to say, my Lord is so foolish, I can deliver law judgment like that, and all the rest. Please. And then don't also send text messages to threaten the judges. Please. Some of these things put a signal into their minds where they will not be able to do their cases well. And some of you will now say, how many judgments is my Lord? You don't know the level of threat is going through. But that is not to say that my Lord would also not do more. My Lords will also do more. In terms of hearing us, listening to us, sometimes we come to your court and misbehave. So just believe that we are still small children and then accept us as we are. So in other words, there should be opportunity for adequate arbitration also. I am believing, Chief Judge, that they said that the arbitration hall is going to also go in terms of even free services from time. That's another good development. But please, Rivers people, enjoy the opportunity of the arbitration opportunity given by Rivers State. It is there, a fantastic building. There, with fantastic people who can also do. We need arbitration more. And this can be done. Our traditional ruler, it does not mean that you should key automatically into this type of arbitration. You have been arbitrating before. Please do more in terms of this arbitration. Now, a call for collective action. Accelerate economic diversification. The Nigerian government, including Rivers State, should prioritize economic diversification, investing in sectors like agriculture, just like I mentioned before, especially digital agriculture, technology and services, to reduce reliance on all revenues. We are hearing that it's drying up, but it will not dry up by the grace of God. But even though it will not dry up, why must we not diversify? Must we just remain with one? Rivers is a blessed land. And so, as blessed as it is, we must utilize it to the fullest. Invest in human capital. Investment in education, healthcare, and skills development can enhance Nigeria's economic capital, driving economic growth and development. Promoting social justice and equality. The government should prioritize social justice and equality, addressing issues like poverty, inequality, and human rights abuses. Should foster economic sustainability by prioritizing environmental sustainability, addressing issues like deforestation, pollution, and climate change. Climate change has been an issue that everybody is discussing and all that. But I have also called this to others, say, once we do climate change, why don't we do climate change as related to rivers? Everybody just saying climate change, climate change. With all due respect, until probably I didn't know, but I have not seen where we have done something different by saying climate change as it relates to Rivers State. I think that's another area where we have to deeply think and do well in that regards, because it is more affecting Rivers State than even most states of the Federation. There was a time, it even stopped a little bit. You just go by the side of your car, you touch it, you see what they call it. Suit. Thank you, Royal Majesty. Suit. Even when you wear your clothes, you see. Sometimes you breathe it, and you are going to the hospital every day. So we need to really dwell on this area. Everybody is keeping quiet. I've not seen anybody thinking that this has caused problem. You see people in the hospital, and they are sick, and it's traced to this particular issue, and nobody is talking about it. Please, regardless of our differences, let's talk about it. This is something that pertains to Rivers State. Because the more you're able to solve some of these issues, the more better security you find yourself. But if we pretend that it is not happening, it continues. Say, well, it's not happening in my own area. It's happening in the other area. Even when rain falls, you see that when you place bowl on it, the kind of water you see, and that's the kind of water some of our people drink. Up to now, it's also percolate to the ground, and you do borehole. If it's not well done, what will happen? Some have only well, some even have streams or rain or even seawater to drink. We must go into this and make people to be happy. So in other words, we have individual and collective responsibility. All of us have to do, stay informed, promote, participate in decision making as an individual, promote social justice, take care of the environment, even personally. We should not just, as rain falls, some people will all be carrying and dumping onto the gutter, and the gutter is blocked. Some of these things we definitely. We are not saying that you are seeing it. And as you are seeing it, you must stop it. If you are unable to stop it, please give that job to those who can stop it. If you think that it does not affect you, it will definitely affect you. If it does not affect you, it will affect your relations. This is not too good for us to utilize. We must take care of the environment. This is becoming too much. Sometimes when you go on the streets, even those within who are supposed to come and take the deaths away, you see pile up of death, as if they have done a flower, as if they are receiving somebody. You turn the whole of that base that divides the road, as if it's a flower garden. It line up with deaths. That is not too good. So So it's a collective responsibility which we must do. Work together, collaborate, have collective action, share responsibility, and then we build a future that will be so good to ourselves. Having said this, before I will round up my lecture, it's better that I will also speak on this e-security. Nigeria has taken significant steps to enhance the e-security framework. It's high time the country continues to prioritize this effort, regardless of the cost. Here are some key. Before I said it, I was made to understand that as you are going through the sea, the Navy, when they are on the road, as soon as you come, they capture you. They capture you before allowing you to move. And that has paid a little bit. And there are so many of these naval security on the sea now. It has reduced sea piracy and all the problems on the sea. We are not saying that it has successfully been okay, but we can improve. So if you do more improvement, as soon as the boats are coming, you have the gadget that can screen everybody in that boat. There's no all this security problem. That's why I say this e-security is necessary. If no state is doing it, because I know that Delta State are keen to it, and we have congratulated them when, after we have delivered an lecture in it, Delta State asked for paper, we send it to them. Delta State has added that flair to it a little bit. I believe that River State can also do better. In fact, River State should do better than any of the states. Please, e-security is necessary. We cannot continue with this kind of security of stop and search and all the rest. You need e-security, which is digital. Existing law regulation like cybercrime, Nigeria Data Protection Act, Nigeria Cyber Security should also be improved upon. We have also written how they can be able to annex that. Implementing challenges, there should be effective implementation, capacity building, international regulation. The political class and peace building in Nigeria. The political class in Nigeria plays a crucial role in promoting peace and stability, which are essential for national development. Here are some key points to consider. Importance of peace. National development will be sustained. You have stability and security once there's peace, and then you gain economically. So many people will be ready to come. There's a time when, unless you get to Rivers State, you are not in Nigeria. Why must everybody now think that they must not get to Rivers State? If you don't get to Rivers State, we were in London, we are in US, they will just say, do you know Rivers State? They say, yes, notice, and they will now see you as an important Nigerian. They don't even ask for, do you know Lagos State data? Then when we are doing our service about a year or 2 or 3, that time my friends will come from Lagos. They will come and bubble in Rivers State on Sunday evening or Sunday evening or Monday morning. They take off to Lagos again. That's Lagos. They are coming to Rivers State to enjoy. Why are we not seeing that enjoyment again? Rivers, let us build this enjoyment. Now you see, you have cooperation and collaborations. You have a constructive engagement. All these must be imbibed in it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude so that I will not bore you with most of it. Nigerian democracy and good governance journey has made significant progress, but there is still room for improvement. By building on existing strengths and addressing areas for growth, Nigeria can further consolidate its democratic gains and promote good governance, including Rivers State. This will require sustained effort to strengthen democratic institutions, promote transparency and accountability, and empower citizens with a focus on inclusive governance, youth empowerment, and strategic partnership. Nigeria can unlock its full potential and drive economic growth, stability, and prosperity for all its citizens. Now, this I decided to go poetically. And I want everybody to please listen poetically. Rivers of blood, rivers of pains. I'm not abusing Rivers State, please count me out of it. A state torn apart, a people's cry in vain for calm and for rest, for an end to strife and a chance to be blessed. Let's sit our swords and join hands. Right for peace is what we need. To shine with all our might. No more division. No more hate and fear. Let's work together to bring peace near and here. With every step, with every breath, we will strive for unity. And I have told you, please, pardon me, we that I'm using is because I'm a Rivers man. We will strive for unity and a brighter development. No more rivers of blood. You see how I've changed it now. No more rivers of blood. No more pains. Just peace alone. Love alone. And harmony that remains. We will rise above our differences and stand as one. For peace is what we need to have fun as we used to enjoy that time. Traditional rulers will invite us, we will drink, we will take every enjoyment. If there's anything, once I go home, they'll say, Rivers man, you have come. And I try to even wear that clothes. I enjoy wearing it, different ones. Rivers of fun. Let me take that again, because I enjoy it, and I believe that you will also enjoy it. We will rise above our differences and stand as one. For peace is what we need to have fun. I'm not saying we should not work, but after working, good things to enjoy. Rivers State, a place of beauty and might. Let's bring peace to our land and shine with delight. That's main point for peace. Unity. Let's stand together, putting aside our differences. 2, dialogue. We need to talk to understand each other's perspectives. 3, respect for each other's rights and freedoms. 4, forgiveness. Let's forgive and move forward for peace. And then lastly, development. Peace will bring progress and growth on our state. Let's work together to achieve peace in Rivers State. This is a clarion call for all the states in Nigeria to maintain unity in their democratic governance and institutions. The Rivers State experience should serve as a good example for all the states in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the topic for today is democracy and good governance in Nigeria, lessons from Rivers State. Now, I say that democracy and good governance has been pivotal in shaping Nigerians' development trajectory since the country's transition to democratic rule in 1999. As Nigeria continues to navigate the complexity of democratic governance, it is essential to examine the strengths and weaknesses of a democratic institution and the processes it has involved, because this has been one or two situations we have seen, and it has categories, a systematic approach to what has happened. All of us knows the historical background of what we have gone through in this country. Now, the Nigeria dream, which we all look forward to, is the Nigeria that will represent the aspirations and hopes of many Nigerians for a better future, characterized by peace, prosperity, and progress. These dreams is rich because of our rich heritage, diverse resources, and resilient people that we are. We are resilient because there's a time that some persons have asked, why have Nigerians not been in situations where they will be crying every day? And people have said, no, Nigerian people are different from every other country. It is not that there are no pains, but we try as much as possible because of our resilient nature to believe that there is no problem. In fact, somebody has come out to say that you have to make yourself happy in order to become happy and to be happier every day. This is the systematic approach of Nigerians. And we definitely need to build up more on it and also inculcate that in our children. And the Nigerian continues to navigate the complexity of democratic governance and socio-economic development. The Nigerian dream serves as a guiding vision for policymakers, stakeholders, and citizens alike. You'll see in the course of my lectures where we have to talk about it. Is the government alone going to do all this? Don't we have some duties we need also to put across? Don't we need certain things we need to also guide ourselves? If we do that, you'll find out that things will move forward. We were at the retreat, Judges Conference in Rwanda, and you will marvel, where we were just driving along the road, a taxi driver who picked us up, and he just stopped and I said, why are you stopping? He said, no, the president has directed that when we see any dirty things on the road, including stones or anything that damage, we should pick it and put that in the appropriate place. And I marvel as a guy. We were like that before, and we will be there by the grace of God Almighty. Now we need to move forward and look at the elements that would also shape in our situation, and then you will need economic prosperity, peace and security, good governance, social justice. This will also be reinforced in the course of this lecture. The power of collective actions which we must definitely hold on to. As this administration is transiting, definitely we would sit down today and ask ourselves, are we really going to do the right thing in order to move Rivers State forward? In the course of this lecture, you will also see some of those areas where I've been able to think that we should reinforce our collective sense of critical analysis and thinking, which would also make our state, this state. When I mention our state, please don't be annoyed. I am a Rivers man by virtue of my indoctrinations, haven't served here and remain here. So I will be using the hour. And no problem. On the power of collective action. Collective action is a potent force that enables individuals to come together and achieve concerned goals during driving positive change in society by pooling resources, expertise, and networks. Collective action can lead to increased influence, improved representations, and enhanced creativity. The phenomenon has been instrumental in shaping human history from civil rights movement to environmental activism, especially in Rivers State, where the environment is important to be protected. This is not the issue dealing with any issue of political parties or ethnicism or even religion. It's a focus that must be attended to. So even if they say the oil will dry, that oil will not dry. If they say the gas will dry, it will not dry, because more will be produced. More are there. The only thing I'm thinking of is that I don't want resettlement as happens in Finima to occur continuously, unabated, where a lot of people will be displaced, because that is a situation that we'll continue to see, because Rivers State will continue to be progressive. Now, key aspects of collective action: increase influence, improve representation, enhance creativity. This we can see as we have been able to also interact with each other. Civil rights movements are also examples of those who have done this probably in a successful manner. Environmental activism has also been there. I don't want to bug you with that, but I want to also quickly go to community development. Community development is very important and key to our success. And each of the communities in Rivers State need to be developed, and they are developing. That's why today you can see places like Ori, places like even Omoko and some other things. What is key is that there must be security. Where there is insecurity, then there is a problem. And that's why we need to think deeply about this. Because insecurity is the only one that is pulling Rivers State back. Once we get this right, that is all. And in course of my lecture, you're going to see also where I've also keyed in, how do we blend this insecurity? We're going to see where we can blend it, because it can happen. No matter how much we spend on issue of security, you see that we'll get it right. Once we get it right, all things will be okay. And by God's grace, things are getting better. Things are getting right. Unlike in comparison with what we have been seeing, you have all participated in making it right. God bless you all. Now, community participation, it has been happening before. Most people will sit down together, discuss what is happening in their areas, and take it to government. Government will now say, okay, this is what we want, and all the rest. When this is key into, we will blend, things will move forward. Then there should be empowerment. The empowerment is not giving out money, as is being done in some other instances. I think we could be able to blend further in this regard. Empowerment means you bring somebody completely out of poverty by doing something that is thought out to do. When you empower such a person, if the person needs a sewing machine and something to grow it and all, you give. The person continues. But if you give money, he may not even think of the sewing machine again. He thinks of something else. You can even marry a second wife or a third one. Youth empowerment. This is key to Rivers State. I want to give a little bit of a story, even though my 30 minutes, I'm sure, will not also take much of the time. I swear by God Almighty that created me. There was a time when we used to go to Bonny by the side of before the vehicle would take off. And some of our senior lawyers said, this thing will blow up one day. I said, what will blow up? So these boys that are supposed to be in school, see them by the waterside and asking that, come, are you going to pick that guy? Are you going to Bonny? And all the rest. These are boys that are supposed to be, that day it will trigger off. And what will happen is that there is likelihood they may join associations, courtesim, and all that. Eventually it happens. These are areas where we have to think deeply. We have the Alumanjiri happening in the north. You see what it has triggered. Now, if we see what is happening in Waterside and some other places and all that, it is better we take them quickly away from there and don't say it does not concern me. Because when it will concern, will mean that we may not be able to sleep with our two eyes. One will be open and one will be closed. Maybe it's not even completely closed. Somebody can be in jail and you are not comfortable even with the security. Because when they are true, just like they did to the white men, they were kidnapping white men here. We were all watching it. And later on, the white men decided to run away. Then semi-white men, which is some of us that they were kidnapping and we are saying, then later on, they don't even want to know anybody again. They were kidnapping everybody. So we need to please try as much as possible to take these youth off the road, off the streets, and make them more better. This will be beneficial if we decide to do that. Because I know that senior, I don't want to mention his name, but subsequently I can mention the name when you ask me in private. But it was good, he calculated long time ago when I was a small lawyer, a junior lawyer. Today I'm grateful to God. Rivers made me, and God will make Rivers better. So the benefit of social responsibility is so important. It improves reputation, increased employment engagement, and there are a lot of challenges. And what are these challenges? They are lack of awareness. In our collective sense, sometimes we think, oh, my children are okay. Oh, I am okay. But you cannot be an island of your own. Situations surrounding you must be okay. Otherwise, it will trigger off. And once it triggers off, all of us are in trouble. There was a day I just looked at myself and said, come, if the whole Nigeria is in trouble, where will I run to? Because the first thing is that if you say you are running to Benin Republic have their own problem. How many Nigerians can they even take? We overwhelm it. You run into Cameroon, where even the English-speaking are also even saying that they are also being treated unjustly by the French-speaking. So where will you run to? So in other words, we will always pray. So in other words, there's nowhere to run to. And if there's nowhere to run to, why don't we sit down and believing that we can do it collectively as we are doing it now? Because by the grace of God, we are doing it already, and Rivers will be better. Now, building a better Nigeria, education is important, skills are important, and skills that I have mentioned has to do with vocational training. I am grateful and happy that Rivers taking the forefront in this, save for some period of these little schemes that happen. If it is vocational training, Rivers is doing well. But there are rooms to also improve. Let us take it collectively that vocational training is important. Let me say this, even we as lawyers, if you don't do research, my Lord is here. My Lord is always from the beginning. My Lord is always there. So in other words, when you see theory of law, Yes, part of the theory of law is the fact that the law is set there. How do you utilize it? When you utilize it, what is the effect of what you are utilizing? And I've always said it. It is not as if we are too proud. But as lawyers, somebody asked, what was the first profession that God Almighty created? And people say it's law. Hey, why is it law? Ask Adam and Eve what happened. They began to argue among themselves. Then Satan came and said, look, this is what you will do. Then the wife said, this is what. Then God called them. Adam, state your case. Adam began to state his case. Okay, Eve, state your own case. Stated. Okay, you, devil, state your own. He said, well, you gave me right to be able to navigate among the problem. God Almighty said, this is my judgment. Men, go down. You will sweat and you will eat. Without sweating, you can't eat. God will save Rivers State. Key institutions and key initiatives dealing with economic empowerment. Please, Rivers people, let me just take this initiative. Don't think I am he for she alone, but please, it is what is happening generally everywhere. Without keying the women into our system, we may not get it right. We may not get it right. We must definitely empower. So, in other words, those who are there, National Women's Economic Empowerment, they have been doing their best to convince us. But I will also speak to the women in Rivers State. Please don't fight us. Just talk to us in a subtle manner. Please, can we have this? You know we have been trying for you. And as you know, women, we the men, we are so weak. Once you say, can we have this? In a subtle manner. When you say, can we have this? That's a fight. When you say, can we have this? The man will say, take it. And then you have it. Now you have women empowerment through digitally supported climate smart agriculture. I beg that Rivers State should key into this. When you are doing smart agriculture, you know, and all of us know, this is rivers where women, they are more into even agriculture than even the men. I met it that when I came for youth service. Women, energetic, they work very well. They even prepare the food that you eat before going to the farm if you don't want to follow them. And this is the same women we are putting behind. Please, let us empower them more. Smart agriculture. Now, we have challenges, and those challenges, just as we'll be mentioning it interchangeably, is that limited access to finance. Limited access to finance. But notwithstanding, I know Rivers can make it. And they have been making it. And they will continue to make it. All that Rivers needs to do is that all that government has now allowed to be streamlined, the power, the opportunity to also be involved in oil activities, the opportunity of going agricultural. Please, let it be key into. Once this is done, you will take most of these people off the streets. You know if you try winning, and it's still winning. As he marched as the traditional ruler, he has hectares of farmland. He started cocoa plantations. And took most of these boys in Ilefe and suburb, took them away, and you see the kind of smart agriculture we are talking about, and that's why I say you should key the women in, because we are their children. They'll just say, follow me. We are not talking about just ordinary farm. Your Excellency, even though you are transiting, the person coming back will continue what you have. Let it be part of what you are handing over, sir. Smart agriculture. When you have smart agriculture, in fact, you will not want to even enter Port Harcourt. Why did I say this? There will be almost everything you need inside that agricultural estate. So when you get all those ones, everybody is encouraged to go farming. We're not talking about all this farming. It's mechanical, it's digital. That can be done in Rivers State, and I believe it will be done. Then there's partnership, collaborations. This must be done together. And why do I say this? This is possible. Lagos State was doing it across board in order to open to. Lagos, there's no place to plant the rice, but they are among the rice-producing states today. So you can collaborate. If you can't plant anything, plant it any other place in Nigeria and get the money. And also, once the bag is made, it is in the name of Rivers State. And then a lot of people will have been able to make good money. Then you will find out that things will be okay. So there are a lot of key sectors of the economy we need to blend into and make sure that things are done in the right way. Environmental sustainability. This has to be done because the environment is polluted. Thank God, Rivers State were able to enjoy the opportunity of the United Nations when they came into it. Please, there are still some little bottleneck of disagreement. Once this is taken care of, everybody will enjoy it. There's bound to be disagreement, but there's bound normally also to be resolutions of issues of disagreement. And compensations, what are they giving to us? How do they clean the environment? The first thing is, let us clean the environment. If the environment is not clean and it's so dirty and it's killing people, will you even be alive to even enjoy the money? Will your children be alive to? Please, let us allow the cleaning up of the environment. Where you have problems, please send your problems across. I will also suggest to those in the area of leadership, please, when suggestions, when complaints are made, please make sure that the parties are properly settled by amicably resolving them. God will see us through. That environment is necessary. And so in that environment, you see Green Board's initiative aims to fund sustainable projects such as renewable energy, reforestation, and waste management. National environmental standard and regulation agencies do their there. NESTRA, primary agency responsible for environmental regulation and enforcement in Nigeria. The environmental impact assessment. This is usually better to be done. And what do? You ask that it should be done. And once that is done, before takeoff,